Bitcoin is an electronic online digital currency, was created about 3 years ago, kind of flew under the radar. Now it's starting to actually gain some traction. You confiscate a few $1 billion out of private bank accounts and you print a couple $1 trillion, and all of a sudden, you know what happens? People start to worry. So out of this worry, we have something called the Bitcoin.
What is up, guys? Norse Digital Assets coming at you with another video. This video is going to be on Bitcoin going to $107,000, at least $100,000. And why is that important? It's extremely important because the farther that Bitcoin runs, the longer and farther it runs, its minimum prices, is the farther and longer your coins can run, and potentially the longer the bull run. And if we get a super cycle, a super bull run, it is going to affect all of your coins, because after Bitcoin tops out and starts correcting back down and we have the alt season and whatnot, at the end of the day, it's only going to last so long before Bitcoin starts heading down and everything's going back down with it. I believe that there will be a major correction. I don't know if it's going to be early 2022 or if it's going to be mid 2022, like summer, and it wraps up the same as early 2021, where you have April, you have March or April, kind of the end of that run. So anyways, we're going to take a look at that. So click subscribe down here in the bottom right hand corner, click my logo and click subscribe. Let's dive into this video. So on my Twitter here, follow me on Twitter. If you don't have a Twitter and you're serious about making money in crypto, I'd recommend getting a Twitter. That is advice. It's not usually financial advice, but this is advice. Get a Twitter. If we go to here, so I posted this to Credible Crypto, and I'm basically talking about the Pi Cycle Top Indicator that we've spoke about before, and that's what we're going to go over in this video. And I just asked him, I said that by the Pi Cycle Top, the green line is currently right now at about 82,000, and the 111 moving average down here is at 44,000. And by the time, even if this line magically shot up here to the top and crossed it, and when they cross, like in here, when they cross, it prints an X on the chart saying that is the top for Bitcoin. And this Pi Cycle Top Indicator is extremely accurate, and it's going to help us later in this bull run figure out where the tops are, what's going on with the market as a whole, and just the more information, the better. We really want to know the top of Bitcoin, even if we don't hold Bitcoin. So I basically said that even if this line just shot up magically right now and crossed it, you're still at least an 82,000 Bitcoin. But, the looks of it, because there are some people that say 70,000, 75,000, 80,000, that's the top for Bitcoin, and then we're going into a bear market. So if we do get a top here, by the time, it appears that by the time this would even catch up to this here, it looks to be, we would be at least somewhere in this range right here, which is $100,000. So, I mean, even if, by the time we get that curvature up, even if it starts to come here, it's still going to be around, that's 100. I mean, it's still going to be around 100. So the Pi Cycle Top Indicator, that's what it's showing right now, that Bitcoin should at least run to that. If it doesn't run that fast up there, then that would be fine, because if all of a sudden Bitcoin just runs to 200,000 just super fast, the faster it gets there, the faster it could possibly crash. And there could still be an alt season, but the alt season could be shortened, and then the altcoins will ride back down and have massive corrections or crashes. It'll just depend with Bitcoin, and Bitcoin will drag it back down. So it's very important. This is very important to determine what your coins are going to do and where Bitcoin is going to run out of steam, because that's going to determine how long the altcoin season is and what the rest of the market does. But you can see with the Pi Cycle Top Indicator that I've talked about in previous videos, you can see how accurate it is within 3 days. I have it set so that on my specific settings are an X. When you just get this indicator, it's not an X, it's a different marking. But I like this red X, puts the X marks the spot when the top is in. So that's pretty cool. Let us roll out here. I believe there's another one. Yeah, there's a few right here. I mean, It calls it pretty well. Similar to the Nupal indicator that we'll also be using that does the blue color. It does a blue color, it does a blue point. When that blue point is over, that is the top on Bitcoin. Because at the end of this bull run, the thing is that you're gonna want to know when the top is on Bitcoin, but it's not that easy to tell where the top is and what the top was because of this zigzag waveform where you have corrections, ABCs, and you come back up, and you don't know that if you're going to come back and break that and start creating higher highs, or if it's a dead cat bounce and you're going lower. It's not that easy. It's not as easy as you think with like to have like a crystal ball. Like it can be pretty complicated. So sometimes you don't know, is it a dead cat bounce, or is it going to correct one more time, bounce off the line, come up, and it's going to pass it, and it's going to start creating higher highs, and then it starts moving up. Oh no, it's going down. That's the end, that's the end. Nope, it's got another leg, another leg, another leg. So this indicator and other indicators are going to be helpful. The more indicators, the better. It's just another tool in the toolbox. So pretty interesting. So Credible Crypto, he liked my post, and he responded, and he said, let's see what he said. He said, I am looking for at least 100K on Bitcoin. So that's Credible Crypto. Credible Crypto, one of the larger Twitter channels out there. He is pretty respected. A lot of articles are written about Credible. You can find articles all over the place where there's on major crypto news websites, and they kind of quote some stuff he says. 250,000 followers, not the biggest, but it's a pretty big channel. So Credible Crypto's got the same thing. He just called 100. He just agreed with that. So, and I showed him, my thought process, what I was thinking about the chart here that we're looking at. So, I mean, that's what we're looking at with the Pi cycle top indicator. We're going to continue to monitor that situation. So let's hide that. Let's pull out our pretty EMAs, and we erase that. And yeah, we've had in the past, we've pulled the fib, and that 100 to 110, basically that comes from the fact when you set this fib here, boom, boom, you set that here, the fib, the 1618 off that pattern is 108. These are the highs back late spring, March, April. This is the summer correction, A, B, C, and now we're moving back up, and we broke the all-time high here, and the market is bullish, everything is bullish, and I do expect to go to the 1618, 108,000 at least. And where does some of the other calls come from? Well, they come from the fact that the 2272 is 180,000 Bitcoin. If the cycle's extended for 4 or 5, 6 months, if it doesn't end in December, I think it's either going to end in December or it's going to end somewhere around March. If it ends in December and it's a dead cat bounce and that's the end of the bull run, which I don't know that will happen, then we would be looking at a price target closer to this. And if the bull run is more extended, maybe into March, we'd be looking at something more like this. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm seeing. So yeah, it's going to be important to know when the top of Bitcoin is in, and just put that into an entire picture on altcoin season, where Bitcoin is falling to, and to know that that was the top on Bitcoin, or to be, you won't know for certain, but you can say with a certain percentage, a probability that that was probably the top on Bitcoin due to these indicators and this information, these metrics, that was probably the top on Bitcoin. And then we know that, okay, the altcoin season will only be X amount of time longer after the top of Bitcoin. There's only so much time left because Bitcoin is now starting to correct back down, and it's kind of a slippery slope. I think it will be. Bitcoin will slowly start correcting down. You'll have that altcoin season, but then you're going to run out of time. Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to start heading down. They topped out. People took their profits. They rotated them rotated them into altcoins, you have that rotational effect, and that's when you will know that, you know, there's not that much time left in the altcoin season. And then we're going to use the Pi cycle top indicator on XRP and some other coins that have been around for a long time, and we're going to try to time the tops out on those also using the 20 EMA, the 55 EMA. So all of this is tied into profit taking and exit strategies. Everything on this video is all tied into that, and that's part of the plan and what I'm going to continue to cover and be on top of it. So that should help a lot of people. None of this isn't financial advice. This is just what I'm seeing. This is what the charts are showing me, and these are some of the moves that I'm going to be making. So ride along, click subscribe down here in the bottom right-hand corner, click my logo or click subscribe below, and ride along for the ride. I think we're going to have a lot of information. We're going to come at stuff with a couple different angles, every angle possible that we can. And that's sort of what I'm thinking here. So knowing the top of Bitcoin is going to be very important to knowing when the end of altcoin season is happening. There's going to be a lot of indicators that it is. And we're going to watch for those dead cat bounces, and we're going to take profits. We're going to take 75%, 80% off the table on some of our altcoins and let the last 20, 25% ride. And if that starts going down and it looks like a dead cat bounce, that's when I'll pull the remainder of my 20 to 25% profits. I'll take the rest and look to reaccumulate as the price corrects down. It dips down a little bit, and then we come back in. That's all part of the macro swing trading. Everything I'm explaining there is the macro swing trading, and I have that on my Twitter page here. So follow me on Twitter. There's a ton of good information on Twitter. If you're serious about crypto and making money, I would recommend having a Twitter. I didn't personally like Twitter before. Twitter's not my favorite, but it is very informative, and you can find gems. You can find all kinds of stuff on Twitter. You can click on who I'm following and follow some of the same people if you want. It's kind of a cheat sheet. So anyways, I'm gonna follow this CKB diehard right here. Boom, following. Don't know who it is, but we'll check them out. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. Hope that helped some information in your helped you sort some things through in your mind and part of the strategy here later, because I'm not looking to ride a lot of this market back down. Bitcoin currently sitting right now $66,000, $66,003. That's it for this video, and we will catch you in the next one. See ya.